Arm wrestling fans out there, it's me, John D. Villarreal, the four-time national champion and the super genius, also joined by Paul at Villarreal down there. He is the NBA expert, and we're talking about John Brzenk versus Devon Larratt. I went live last night. I'm going to be going live like all this week. We're going to be talking about this. We've got King of the Table 2 coming up. These two have faced before. You've got John Brzenk, the greatest of all time, the best ever, versus Devon, no limits, Larratt, hammer winner, multiple time world champion. Some would say after he just crushed Michael Todd at King of the Table 1 that Devon Larratt may be the best in the world. Certainly one of the best in the world. I mean, he was up over 290 pounds. John Brzenk has been retired. I made my prediction last night. My prediction is John Brzenk is going to have a significant surprise. Okay, well, let me put it another way. I think Johnson Brzenk is going to surprise a lot of people. That's what I'm saying about that. Now, since that time, I've done more research. I think that in the end of the day, I think John Brzenk is going to give Devon Larratt some trouble. I think I'm predicting John Brzenk to win. I think it's incredibly close. I mean, and I'm probably going to, I can't give a full prediction now. I'm going to have to see the weigh-ins. I'm going to have to, like you, I'm going to have to study this all the way through because anything and everything can impact this. This is so crazy. This is so crazy good, right? This is such an incredible match. Anything can happen here, right? And so, and point in fact, there's a lot of new information that we're going to talk about. Now, I've also made my prediction on the Larry Wheels Brandon Allen match on the undercard of this. Check that out. I've got Larry Wheels in that, and I explain why I think that. Now, I've had a lot of comments, right? We've had a lot of comments on the first John Brzenk versus Devon Larratt video from last night. And you had it both ways. And you have the a lot of people coming back and commenting back and forth. And I understand that. First of all, I have to say everything we're saying is all my personal opinion, only not alleged any facts, not casting all personal opinion, only not alleged any facts, not casting spurs, only for entertainment purpose only. Please check all the disclaimers. Now, Paul, before I start setting the table and rolling into this, and I'm apologize, my wife I've got me eating some soup in here. What's your take on this? As a casual fan, you've seen Over the Top, John Brzenk, some of this. Obviously, I study this a lot more, and I'm going to drill right down into it because we've got news. We got a new video from Devon Larratt I'm going to comment on. We've got new information, and Neil Pickup was talking to Paul Lynn and some others about this match. Ryan Bowen, I'm going to talk about that. Some important comments. There's new things happening, so we're going to talk about that. But I want your take on this, Paul. What do you think so far?
Look, I think a lot of this comes down to how much does John have left. I think he said he's 57 years old. Mm-hmm. Can he come back? Can he find his form? Can he get it done maybe one last time here? Or is Devon, I know exactly how old Devon is, but is he kind of on top of his game right now? He's a little bit better positioned, whatever like that.
Devon's taller. Devon's taller. Devon's heavier. Devon is younger. I would say he's like mid-40s. I can't know exactly, but at the same time, like Devon Larratt, listen, John Brzenk, airline mechanic and everything like that. But Devon Larratt, special forces for Canada. I mean, many tours. I mean, even Devon Larratt in his latest video says they both have a lot of miles. So, I mean, okay. Let me set this up like this. This is just two or three things that are sort of new that are happening right now, and we need to chop it up right now. And I want to talk about it. And I don't know, we're joined by someone, I don't know if it's Superwash or someone else, but feel free to give us the comments here, and we'll get to the comments on screen, and we'll talk about that. Also, we are trying to broadcast here in 1080p. Let me know if you're able to access this live at 1080p. That's very important. We appreciate that. Give us the comments and feedback on that. And let me know the sound levels. Are they too high, too low? They're just right. Wreck and Carry, hello. What's going on, buddy? We appreciate that. Appreciate you. Hey, are we coming? Can you see this in 1080p? I don't know if you have the capability to see that. Can you see this? Do you see the opportunity to see this in 1080p? That's very important. We want to know about that, and let me know about the sound levels. Let me set the table right now. Devon Larratt. Okay, I got to walk backwards a couple ways. John Brzenk. Thank you, brother. John Brzenk put out a video, and it's hilarious. This thing is just so funny. I want to see if I can get the name on it. because I really feel like people should watch this. It's so funny. It's so funny. And I want to see if it was this week. It was recently. This is a hilarious video. It's like, it was a short video. It's like winning in the setup. I don't want to mispronounce it. I want to be able to find this. So give me a second here while I do this, because you've got to see this. This is so funny. And listen, he just took footage of their match, right? He took footage of their match. I can't remember who won. And he just took footage of it. And he's like, look, this is, in fact, let me do this. I know what I need to do. Let me go to John's page here. Let me go to John. Dude, this is just, here we go. Okay, this is so funny. And I think this video, yes, here it's called. 9 days ago, Brzenk went in there and the video is called Nice. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Appreciate that. Awesome. So we're good. That's awesome. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Appreciate you, Greg and Carrie. Appreciate you. Okay, so Brzenk has this video. And I can show it here, but I'm not going to do that. You can check it out yourself, even while you're watching this, whatever like that. You don't even need any volume on it, in my opinion. It's called Reviewing Setup. It's basically, I think this has gotten in Devon Larratt's head. I really do. If you look at his latest video with the green hoodie, and the dude's looking like Wolverine on the run out there in Canada. We'll talk about that in a second, dude. I'm telling you. I don't know if the pancake syrup. I don't know what's going on. The maple syrup. I don't know what's happening with Devon Larratt. And Devon Larratt's great. I don't know. And again, this is nothing. We love Canada. We love the U.S. If you don't know, if you haven't followed it, this is an inside joke. It's something that Devon Larratt himself is putting out there. So that is not any kind of anything about Canada. We love Canada. Got a lot of Canadian friends and contacts, everything like that. That is something specifically that Devon Larratt put out there in regards to that. So you can review that. So it has nothing to, we love everybody. We love everybody, period. Liberty, equality, freedom for everybody. So that we'll stop on that. But anyway, okay. If you understand this, you've been following this match. If you know Devon Larratt, you follow arm wrestling, you understand that. And so I'll leave that where it is. We got to keep going. Now, Brzenk has this video called Reviewing Setup. And it's basically like, hey, Devon's coming in like this. And this is against John, coming in like this. And it's not, an even setup is like, like this. The webbing's even. I can't show this right on the camera because, I'm not, you have to have right to right, left to right, right? But it's like this. Someone's like this, they're going to be able to top roll you, right? So they're going to have position. They're going to be able to back pressure and stuff. It just there's just an advantage. That's why you have to have an even setup. And he's got Devon Larratt's taller. He's got the longer levers. So it's if you're the shorter arm wrestler, you can't, if someone's like, you can't get up there. And that's basically what we've seen. So again, I will refer you to that. It's got almost 30,000 views. John Brzenk Reviewing Setup. And it's just footage of their match. They edited out with just the text with just writing over it, and it's so funny. It is so funny, and I think this has Larratt rattled, dude. It has Larratt rattled. It's unbelievable, and I'll talk about that. And and basically Brzenk's point is, listen, I want a fair setup. Anyone can come in here and try to get this advantage and stuff, and the refs doing different things, and so what Brzenk has been saying is, and I think like I thought I saw somewhere like a thumbnail, and it had like Brzenk versus, and it had Neil Pickup and Devon Larratt on one side. So you had I've got the super wife in here. She's coming to get her water. I love it. We're talking arm wrestling. We're talking everything. I mean, come on. Now, and listen, I got to tell you right now, my wife's so smart. She's great. She's a doctor from Israel and everything like that. And she doesn't understand. She's not a public figure like me. She doesn't. She loves JDV. She understands I've got 4 national championships, but she doesn't understand arm wrestling. She's like, why are you watching that? Because it's great. That's why I'm watching it, because we want to see the combat. We want to see who's going to win. And this king of the table is the thing. So now what happened was Devon Larratt was doing this, dude, going vertical, and he's too big. And Brzenk's making the point, like, look, I want a fair setup. So I may have misinterpreted this screen cap, but basically, even on Neil Pickup's live thing, Brzenk was intimating, like, listen, it's my interpretation, it's my opinion, not alleging anything, that maybe he didn't get the fair setup, and maybe he wanted to feel, and I think he said, like, that's why he didn't go back or something to promotion. I mean, Brzenk's not playing around. Here's the deal, and so is this showmanship? Is this hyping a fight? Who knows? But I know this: if you think you're the best in the world, okay, Devon Larratt, just get a fair grip, buddy. Now, Devon Larratt's point, as he said in his latest video, where he was there in the green hoodie with the beard, looking frozen as ever. I mean, he was looking just, cold up there in Canada or wherever he's based out at. And this is like 3 days ago, before he's going to Dubai, right? And, he was basically, his point is, hey, don't complain about stuff. Hey, we want to have no excuses and making excuses. And when I went to the U.S. and I went in this, Canadian League, and everyone had a fair setup. And when I went to the U.S., it was like, people weren't doing fair things. Listen, buddy, I don't know who you're talking about. You talking about Travis Bajan or whatever like that. We're talking about you and John Brzenk. We're not talking about the 50 other matches that you had in the U.S. and now it's a U.S. versus Canada thing. What are you talking about? Okay, I understand it. Now, listen, what do we got here? We got new chats. You got some chats. You got people. We'll talk. We'll get you right on screen here, and we'll talk about that. So let's see here. Let's go. Boom. Okay, cool. So let's see. Oh, right, you love it, right? Yeah, exactly. So we're not talking about the 50 other matches that you had with different people and stuff like that. We're talking about John Brzenk. If you think you're the best, you need to step up and grip up and get a fair grip. And that's the bottom line. Now, listen, I'm no arm wrestler, and these dudes would blow me away. But listen, if I had 5 world champion arm wrestlers arm wrestle Devon Larratt first, and then Devon Larratt let me put 2 arms on him, maybe I might get something. I don't know. Probably not, but I might. You know what I mean? So the setup matters. Everybody knows that. Now, Devon Larratt's point, and I understand it. I get it. I fully get it. Devon Larratt's point is, hey, listen, this is basically combat. I'm a competitor. I understand his mentality. Special forces. Mad respect. Thank you for your service. Canada. Multiple tours. I mean, this dude is a serious dude. This is a serious dude. No doubt about it. I get it. Okay? So his deal is, listen, it's like boxing. Always protect yourself. Of course, wrecking care. Listen, we had Paul and I. We used to live in. Different people say different things, but according to Travis Bajan, I think that arm wrestling and others. And I don't know enough. I'll be honest with you. I don't know all the history of arm wrestling. That really kind of came. It really was like kind of like a lot of the center of it was in West Virginia, that area. We actually used to live very close to West Virginia. And we had a painter, and I wish we were kids. We were kids outside we were outside a little town called outside of Little Washington on Route 140 there, Route 40, Claysville, Pennsylvania. There was a painter that we had who I think, Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought he was like second in the world or something. Now, this is a long time ago, so it's, the level of competition probably is nowhere close to what it is today globally. But I think they were, you had stuff on, I don't know, maybe ABC Wild World of Sports. I mean, this is a long time ago. But I remember he was showing us some different setups and different grips. And it was, obviously, we were kids, and it's a big dude. But it was very clear that, there's a lot of technique on this. And in fact, John Brzenk, one of the things that made him so great is people said that he trained specifically. And this is the same thing I did with sports and lifting and training athletes. And I don't get into that. I was very, very good at training athletes, because I would train them specifically. This is back in the days where people thought that you did a bodybuilding routine if you were trying to do baseball or golf or something like that. That doesn't work, right? And so in terms of, your riser, your wrist, your flexion, your pronation, all that type of stuff, there's very specific exercises you can do for that. So you can see some dudes that are huge, huge bench, huge curls, but they have no they have very little wrist integrity, little wrist, and you get the wrist back, you compromise the wrist, you roll them over the top, and they've got nothing. They can't put the power down. And we even see this. That's the question with Larry Wheels and others. Like, to what degree have you developed all of this to be able to translate that power? But getting back to this story, I appreciate that. Definitely want to interact with the fans, but I don't want this, so this is the radio in me coming back, right? I'm going to reset the story because this is a very important story. So Devon Larratt, yeah, I get it. You're a competitor, and you're saying basically it's kind of like the whole the axiom in fighting: protect yourself at all times. You're basically saying, listen, it's not up, don't look to the referee. It's not up to the referee to get you a fair setup or a fair shake. You have to do it as a competitor. You're John Brzenk. You're the best in the world. Don't comply. Don't cry about it. If you didn't like the setup, that's your fault. And then basically that I'm going to fight for everything that I can get at all times. I understand that. I understand that mentality. So, Devon Larratt, I give you that with this caveat. You can try to do everything that you want to try to do. At the same time, you can't say, like, you're the best in the world if you're not willing to step up and get a fair grip. That's it, right? So if you think you can beat, you're a better arm wrestler, you think you can beat John Brzenk straight up, then do it. If you've got to, use all kinds of stuff and go here and go there and yank on someone's arm and the ref and this and that and try to work the rules and run to the strap. If you're running to the strap, and doing King's moves and under the table, why do you think people just didn't want to, were tired of seeing that from Michael Todd? Nobody wants to see someone winning like this. Nobody wants to see that. I'm not saying that it's not okay if you knew technically and it's an open top. You can tell me everything that you want in the world. It's terrible. It's just terrible, and it's no different than MMA. MMA, if you have someone that is a super wrestler and all they do is wrestle, listen, I love wrestling and stuff like that, but if you're seeing a wrestling match is a wrestling match, an MMA match is an MMA match. And so the fans want to see more of a mixed martial arts. And I think that's a little bit different to me, because if you're in there, you need to win and you need to protect yourself. And if you're a wrestler, you better wrestle. Don't fool yourself or get suckered into a stand-up fight just to please a fan. You might be on the losing end of something and find yourself in the hospital. That's a different situation. But I understand where the fans are coming from. But I think that's a little bit different. But it's trying to make the analogy. People don't want to see. Here's the thing with arm wrestling too. And I told this to Paul offline. Very, very few people are ever going to have a chance to, even in practice, to step inside, an MMA competitive situation. Almost everybody, globally, probably, I don't know. I don't know how widespread it is globally, but a lot of people, at least in the U.S., probably in Canada, have tried to arm wrestle. Could have been in high school, junior high, grade school, home, whatever, with your dad, your uncle, your mom, sisters, a lot of people, depending on, right? It's universal. It's men, women, kids, older people, it's whatever. I've seen, older, this is something that everybody has done, probably a lot, not everybody, but a lot of people have done. So I think people have a sense of like what they want to see, what's fair play and stuff. And, yes, you're a competitor, but you have to try to get a fair grip. Now, I've got a little bit adrift there for a second. Let me stop there and let me get Paul in here and take a breath. Paul, is all this making sense so far?
Yeah, and I just want to say thanks to Rec for the messages. We see them. It makes sense. I get it. Yeah.
So listen, I understand where Brzenk's coming from for sure, and I understand where Devon Larratt's coming from. I'm just trying to eat some of my wife's soup while it's hot. I get both of them, but I'm favoring Brzenk. Why? Because Brzenk's not trying to run to a strap. Brzenk's not trying to get, not putting his arm like this. Brzenk's not trying to lean on his competitors and do different things like that. Yes, sir. Thank you. We'll put that right there on there, right here. Absolutely. So if you think you're the best in the world, if you think you can beat the greatest of all time, then do it straight up, dude. That's it. We understand. Listen, I understand what you're saying, but you understand what we're saying, right? And there's a level of understanding, level of respect. This is a super match. Here's the thing, Larratt. All right, and I don't care. You have to understand this. I'm going to talk to you right now. man-to-man, mano-a-mano. Listen, brother, I know you want to win. I know you're a competitor. I know you're one of the best in the world. I respect you as a man, as a soldier, and everything like that. But you're dealing with John Brzenk, and your whole world is watching you right now. And we want to see the best match. You're the dude that just destroyed Michael Todd at King of the Table. We want to see a fair setup, and we want to see what you can do. You run to a strap. Listen, I'm not gonna put stuff out there, whatever. I don't want to overhype it or whatever like that. I think people would be. Let me modulate. I think people would be very disappointed if you ran to a strap, brother. I think people would be very disappointed in that. I think people want to see. I don't think people have a problem with you get in there, you do your thing, whatever like that. You know, you have to have a fair setup. You have to have a fair setup. Period. No different than I was an incredible wrestler. Paul will tell you that. Undefeated my last year. Granted, high school level, okay, whatever. But then I did a little bit of wrestling with USA Wrestling as well, and I've wrestled some people that were trying out for the Olympics. So believe me, I know what top wrestling is, okay. You start the match in a neutral position. I don't get to start the match with a dude, already half pinned, or I get the better position on him. I don't start the match with a single leg already. You can't do that, dude.
Yeah, looks weak.
It looks weak, okay? It looks weak, Devon. And if and here's the point of time. John Brzenk is 57. We don't know if you guys will ever face each other again, if you'll ever be in this condition. The whole world deserves a fair match. That's the point. That's the bottom line. A fair setup and a fair match. The entire world. And you deserve it. You deserve it. You do not want your legacy. You are the ambassador right now. I mean, okay, Schoolboy and Alex and Top Roll, and they're great. They're phenomenal. Tremendous success. Tremendous props to them. Levon, the super dude. We all know that. Okay, probably the best in the world. That's fine. No doubt about it. But you're the ambassador. And as the ambassador, you need to step up, brother. Yeah. And John Brzenk is the ambassador emeritus who's come back. He's a super ambassador. He's the best of all time. You deserve a fair match. You do not want this to impact your legacy. Because everyone's going to see it. We're going to have all the camera angles. We're going to have everything. We're going to be able to see all of it. Okay? Is it fair? Is it not? And that referee needs to take control of it. And I don't want to hear anything from Neil Pickup. I'm sorry. Neil, you're great. You've done unbelievable things for the strength sports and Giants Live and everything. Just and Arm Wars, tremendous. But listen, you're a promoter. I'll leave it at that. You are a promoter. I don't want to hear from Neil Pickup on this. Devon Larratt, you're a competitor. As a champion to a champion, you need a straight up deal here with John Brzenk. You deserve it. You don't do that, you're going to have to live with it. And you're going to look in the mirror. You can think you can fool. I'm not saying you're trying to, but you could potentially fool everybody else, but you're not fooling yourself, brother. That's it. John Brzenk's going to give you a fair setup. I believe that thoroughly. And this isn't, so that's what I have to say about that. Now, the green hoodie came out. He's got the green hoodie. He's got the green hoodie, dude. The dude's got the green hoodie. So Devon Larratt puts out this video, says, I'm a terrible arm wrestler. Brzenk basically excuses. We don't want excuses. We want both to be healthy, and it's up to you and all that type of stuff. But what I saw in that is I saw Devon Larratt rattled. I saw Devon Larratt looking scraggly here. Maybe he cuts it all off. He had the green hoodie on. He probably doesn't want to show a lot right now. It's kind of like a bodybuilder before a show. He's not showing anything. But I also saw I heard some sniffles, and it looked cold up there. I mean, hopefully he's okay, not sick. I mean, what kind of condition is Devon Larratt going to show up in Dubai? It's a long trip and everything. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens there. And listen, Devon Larratt, I mean, he had that I think he had some kind of health situation, DVT, I think. And I mean, listen, there's a long flight. Be safe, big guy. Definitely be safe. That's a long flight. That's no joke. And I think because he was traveling a lot and stuff, it's not, it's definitely not an easy deal. But what I saw there, and someone else was saying that too. I think even Ryan was saying that. Ryan Bowen, and in the comments with Neil Pickup, Devon Larratt was like, he seems rattled. He really seems. Devon Larratt usually wins the mental game or tries to win the mental game. I saw Devon Larratt rattled. And you go to that latest thing. That let me see what it's called here. It's I'm a terrible arm wrestler. Three days ago from Devon Larratt. Yeah. No, he's great.
When guys when guys are at the table, somebody's trying to get out of it to get the strap. You're trying to get the hand slip. I mean, if he's going to that, he's already mentally going to have a challenge.
Well, that's a Michael Todd thing. That's a Michael Todd thing. Okay. And although Devon's done it too. Devon's done the king moves. Devon's done the king's move a lot. That's the thing. So I think it's like this. There's offensive arm wrestling, defensive arm wrestling, and I don't begrudge anybody using different techniques that favor them. Like maybe Devon likes to be more defensive because he thinks he's got more endurance and can maybe bleed someone out and do different things. Or if you think if you have a winning position, you keep someone else in the fight to try to do some different things. I mean, there's different ways you can do some things. Yeah, right. PFV's growing the winter beard. Yes, absolutely. I don't know. Maybe
I do have that right now.
Maybe
we understand what you meant, Rick.
Maybe he's ahead of Devon Larratt. Devon Larratt's got a beard going too, right? Appreciate you, Ricky. Appreciate you. And I would say, sorry guys. I don't begrudge any of that. You want to try to use offensive, defensive. You want to do different things. That's fine. What I'm saying is we need to have a fair setup and we need to have a fair start. And it can't just
all I'm talking about is I've seen matches where person's losing or whatever, and they're just trying to get a slip out. I mean, all
the time. Of course. There's some right. There's arm wrestlers that have strong hands, right, and good pronation, can get good top roll or good finger control, or secure a thumb or strong, really powerful hands. Sometimes don't want to strap. Arm wrestlers that need that security or want to do have different movements or different defensive things, maybe do the king's move, they want a strap. Right? So or they think they can get an advantage with the strap, or they think they can put more power down with the strap. There's some arm wrestlers that want a strap. Some don't care. And now some of people said that this is on Ryan Bowen. Some of the other people were saying this. And Neil Pickup's live stream, and listen, props to Neil Pickup. It's a good live stream. And with nothing against, Neil Pickup's great, but John needs a fair shot in this. That's the bottom line. All right, we're all for everybody. John needs a fair shot in this. John Brzenk. Now, what I got it from it was, hey, maybe this is John really doesn't care what happens. He's okay with anything. And it wouldn't surprise me at all because this dude has won everything and has been everywhere and whatever. And he's more sort of low key. I think Devon Larratt needs this win more than Brzenk by far.
Oh yeah.
By far. By far. If Brzenk wins, this is the world of arm wrestling is going to go crazy, right? Yeah. Because dude, does that mean that immediately sets up either possibly a rematch, or most likely everyone would be clamoring for Brzenk versus Levon. And who knows? Dude, everyone wants to see this match. So what the other thing I would throw in there right now is this. We're putting so many things in here. I'm getting fired up. I love this. And if you have any comments or any questions you want us to answer, put them in the chat over there. We'll put you right on and we'll talk about it. Paul Lynn, and this is what I try to say in my other live stream. That's why we got to cover this all the way up to. Paul Lynn even said that, listen, every time Brzenk has hit the table, like Chance Shaw and Cody Merritt and on, every single time, even in practice, even in these practice polls, he's gone up another level. That's what I'm seeing. John Brzenk is absolutely ready. Okay, we're going to have Devon. Look, the Devon that beat Michael Todd at King of the Ring was absolutely impressive. But then he went and did boxing and fought Hathor and lost a bunch of weight and had to go and do that. That's a totally different training. Now, hey, turn around and he's coming back to this. Listen, you're talking about a lot of action and activity and flights and everything on your body as a competitor at an older age for Devon Larratt. It's not as easy as it sounds. Believe me, it's not as easy as it sounds. And so I think that has an impact. I think Devon Larratt comes in 280 to 290, 280, 285 sounds about right to me. If he comes in 300, I don't think that matters. Again, John Brzenk has faced Cleve Dean, 600 plus pounds. Now, of course, Cleve Dean, yeah, but so I don't think that matters. John Brzenk has faced, Denis Saplinkov. I don't think that matters as much as some people think that matters. I think having the right setup is going to matter, right? I think having a fair setup is going to matter for John Brzenk. I think being able to have it, being able to arm wrestle without the strap sometimes is going to matter for John Brzenk. But I think John Brzenk is the physique and how John Brzenk shows up is going to be a bigger factor than how Devon Larratt shows up. That's already sort of, as like a Wall Street, that's already baked in, right? That's already baked in the number. We already know that Devon Larratt's going to show up because I don't know that he's going to show up in the same condition that he was in King of the Ring 1. I'm not sure that's going to happen. I think people are assuming that. I'm not sure that's going to happen. I wouldn't surprise me if there's a notch down from that. But I think John Brzenk's going to be every bit of. Let me put it this way. Show me the time that John Brzenk has been over 240, 250 pounds that he's lost to Devon Larratt. And I don't know that you can find that. Okay? So that's the other factor. So it's going to be very interesting. Brzenk's been off for a while. He's coming back. So here's the summary. Brzenk put out now he did it before, but I'm citing it now because I think it's become more relevant. Brzenk put out this thing of, hey, the setup stuff, the video. You want to check that out. Devon Larratt just put out a video a couple 3 days ago with the green hoodie before he goes to Dubai saying, hey, you can't complain about stuff. It's up to you. Don't worry about the refs. This is my interpretation. It's my paraphrase. But it seems like he was bothering him, and he had some sniffles, and he had scraggly beard. He looked like, like I said, Wolverine on the run up there, and it's awesome. I mean, this is both these dudes are just so incredible. It's so exciting. That's why people are fired up. I think the fans are so passionate about it. I mean, worldwide, certainly USA, Canada. I mean, this has everything. This has all the elements to it. It's just so exciting. Here's the thing. No matter what. Unless it's a really bad match, which I don't think is going to happen, the world of arm wrestling wins. The world of arm wrestling wins. But we really, really, really want to win, and you do not want to lose from a legacy standpoint, Devon Larratt. Just do a fair setup. That's it. Like Michael Todd gave you. We didn't see Michael Todd under the table, right? In the King of the Ring 1. And people appreciated that. I mean, people appreciate that. People actually give. I think Michael Todd got more respect because of that. Now, no one's saying don't go in there and fight for everything you can get, and once the match starts, and no one's saying that don't try to win. Of course, we want both both competitors to try to win. No one's saying that. They just need to. Everyone's going to be able to walk away from this. You, Brzenk, me, the fans. Everyone's going to be able to walk away from this saying, you know what? They both had a fair shot, and whoever won is whoever won. That's all people want. And then we want to see the rest. Everybody's excited about it. You, Brzenk, everyone like that. But I see Devon having some. I think it's getting to him. I really think it's getting to him, and I don't think he's going to show up in maybe quite the same condition as King of the Ring 1. And I think Brzenk's going to be there ready in top condition, and I think Brzenk's winning the mental game. We're going to see what happens with the referees. But there's a lot of stuff happening with this, and it's getting very exciting. And as Paul Lynn said, every time Brzenk hits a table, it's another level. And that is a pro-level dude saying that. That is a world-class dude saying that. So I think that means something. Paul, go ahead. Final comments. Any comments and questions in the chat? Hit them with me now. Let me take some soup.
Yeah, look, I think that John D has the edge. I do think Devon.
John Brzenk. I'm John D. John Brzenk.
John B has the edge. I think Devon might be kind of rattled. I think it seems like he is, and that doesn't mean he can't win. But I think.
Oh, of course he can win. Of course he can win.
I'm leaning to John B.
I'm leaning to John B too. I mean, and I know a lot of people at first, it was all Devon. Oh, Devon's going to crush him and, whatever. Look, Devon's bigger. He's younger. He's taller. He's more in practice. He's got all the edges. But I think that people in the know, after seeing John recently, people were getting nervous. People weren't sure. People were getting on the fence, right? And I was out there relatively early, right, and saying I think it's going to be Brzenk. But this is tough. I mean, again, we're going to cover this all week, so we probably sometime in the night, maybe sometime. I'm not going to give an exact time, but anywhere between, who knows, 8 to 10, 11, 12 Eastern. But it could happen anytime, and we'll try to give some. I mean, at some point, once we get things all ironed out, we'll probably have some vague-ish schedule on some of this stuff. But I mean, listen, we have to stay flexible. You have to stay tuned. You have to subscribe. You have to put the notifications on, because anything can happen anytime. And if something is important, we want to bring it to you immediately. I think that this is going to be. We have to follow it. I have to see the weigh-in. I have to see the videos. I have to see the videos from Dubai. We have to see everything here. I think that the mental game is going to be a big deal. The travel game is going to be a big deal. The setup's going to be a big deal. The weigh-in is going to be a big deal. Right now, knowing what I know, Tuesday, 12/6, I'm saying I like Brzenk, but I think it's by a little, but I think it's going to be very, very close. I think it's going to be extremely interesting. And I hope that Brzenk's endurance is there, because what we do know is that Devon Larratt can try to extend this and have the endurance. I don't know that we haven't tested that either. The 290-pound Devon, what level of endurance does 290-pound Devon had? I don't think Devon's at 200. It's hard to convince me that Devon Larratt at 290 pounds and older has the same endurance as a 240, 220, 250-pound Devon. So that's another factor. Paul, go ahead.
I just wanted to say to Ricky, we just covered the Aldo fight. You might have missed that. We didn't announce that we were going to do it until shortly before, but we did cover.
Let's talk about a couple things on that real quick, okay? Hold on one second. There are weight classes, and Rec, there kind of are, right? So they do have weight classes. They have and I might be getting something that's wrong and stuff like that, but I think it's it's kind of like lifting a little bit. They have 185, 220, 240. It depends on the tournament. But there are weight classes, yeah.
The UFC court does look good. I will say that. Looks like a good court.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Oliveira and the other, and then.
Oh yeah. Poirier versus Oliveira, sure.
Yeah.
Listen,
there's some good white fights there.
Let's talk about the channel, because this is basically what it gets to. I'm going to be doing a lot more live streams and with Paul and with other guests. We're doing a lot more business stuff. We're going to do a lot of stuff about, maybe some stuff on YouTube, how to succeed in different things. And there's a lot of things, sort of news you can use, in my opinion, in business stuff, entrepreneurship, venture capital. We're going to talk about all this type of stuff. So it's going to be really, really great. We're going to bring it to you. We're going to bring you great guests. That kind of stuff typically is going to be more towards, in the business day. We'll do some at night and maybe some on the weekends. But typically, we're going to cover the business stuff and get great guests and do different things on, again, communication, entrepreneurship, media, startups, venture capital, technology. That's usually going to be a little bit more towards the day, and we'll have those videos there. And again, please subscribe, please turn on the notifications and all that. At night, weekends, because we love sports, and that's usually when things are on, we're going to do arm wrestling, MMA, boxing. We've already done stuff with the Tyson Fury Wilder fight. We're going to do football. We're going to do NFL football. We did some of the Monday Night Football game, and that's interesting. We may come back to that because that's an interesting game. We will do, Paul's an expert on basketball. We used to cover, Jeremy Lin and some of the different games and stuff like that. So we'll probably come back to basketball and do some basketball stuff. So we're definitely going to, and obviously I know a lot about powerlifting. So, when there's a big something coming up on that, James Maddox, I'm losing the names here because we're talking about something different. Maybe 800-pound bench. When it's relevant, we definitely are going to cover professional wrestling. We'll probably cover some professional wrestling too. CM Punk going over to AEW. That's kind of interesting. WWE. Cena's back, and so that's kind of like some of the stuff that we're going to cover. The NFL football, the MMA, the boxing, the arm wrestling, different things like that, professional wrestling, and just other sports that could be great. We'll see what comes up. We might start covering, soccer, whatever. Whatever. We love sports, right? Whatever's interesting to us and what the fans want. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, cool. Let's see. Ricky. Yeah, well, absolutely. MMA expert. Yes. Ricky, I love it. We love that, dude. I mean, thank you, brother. We appreciate that. We appreciate it. Paul, you got we got some props for you there, right?
Yeah, thanks, Rick.
Look at this. This is what we're talking about right here.
Ricky, I was a basketball guy. Did a little bit of track, football, different things. I like to run, but I mostly ran in terms of basketball and stuff.
That's the other thing too. Yeah, so I'm probably going to do some. I mean, listen, I'm still, I'm definitely not as young as I used to be, but I'm still keeping in pretty good shape, certainly for my age and stuff like that. So I'll probably be doing some more videos on that. I mean, again, that's what's cool about the live thing here, and we're excited with what's going on with Melon and everything. That they've been super cool, and we look forward to seeing how this to continue to work with them and seeing how that evolves, and hopefully they're happy with us and everything like that. But what's great about the live stream is, as I used to be a radio talk show host and major market talk radio. I mean, I was doing, Miami, I've done Sacramento, I've done San Francisco as a fill-in, I've done Salt Lake City. That's where I started. And national TV, obviously being on YouTube, I can talk about anything for hours, right?
Yeah.
So being able to do it live and having this kind of quality and having guests, it's phenomenal. We got tickers down here, we've got comments that we can put in. It's awesome. Oh, you did. Soft Wash is back. Yes.
I would just say, Rick, thanks again. Ricky, I can't give you advice on 15 cakes. I've never done anything close to that.
Yeah, me neither.
Sorry,
we'll try to get a guest on here that can talk about that.
I don't know that.
Long distance running. You're looking at the wrong guy right here. Absolutely. Now, so we can't do. I've got to do regular business stuff too. We're trying to turn this more into a full-time situation and more of a business situation too. We've got big plans on that. Big plans on the channel. We're gonna do a lot more content. Obviously, we appreciate the support of the fans and everybody out there. No doubt about it. To someone that we just started doing some t-shirts and merchandise. I got the Super Genius t-shirts. You can buy those on YouTube now, which is really cool. I got to get one for myself. And so, it's going to take time to build up like anything else. So I've got to still be on my normal stuff in my hustle, take care of my family. And I just love, I love the startup venture capital, tech game and all that business game. I love all that stuff too. So we're going to do it all. But the point is, I can't do everything at once. But being able to do stuff live is so cool because it's much faster for me and we get the interaction. So it's like the best of YouTube and the best of talk radio and all of this. And it's just super great. So we really, really appreciate it. So if there's certain subjects, certain things you want us to cover, let us know. Let us know in the chat here. Let us know in the comments. Email us. I put my email out there that people can get now, for business opportunities and whatever, and just holler at me. That's cool. That's more of a business email, but listen, I'm chill and I'm very, very easy to find on LinkedIn. People can jump on my LinkedIn and stuff. No comment on that. No comment on that. Though, I mean, I know a lot of stuff and, no comment on that. I will say this. Yes, they are fun, wreck and carry. There's a number of opportunities that I'm looking at personally, right? And, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I mean, but I know a lot of people that are in the blockchain space. I know a lot of people in tech space. I'm here in South Florida, blockchain, crypto, all that stuff is very, very big. I'm looking at a lot of different opportunities. We'll see what I'm going to do. So, stay tuned. I don't want to announce anything until it's ready to announce. I have nothing to announce yet, but I'm looking at a lot of different things. What do we got here? Yes, correct. Okay. Yeah. I was a 4-time national champion and third in the world. Third in the world, buddy. Yep. And I did it for over 2 decades, and I trained a lot of pro athletes, a lot of people training for the Olympics, elite athletes, in my opinion. And I did really well with it. I really was amazing. But like the saying goes, not my saying, I retired, but my injuries didn't. So, yeah. But, listen, I mean, I was someone that they said had, back in grade school, I, didn't have upper body strength and people didn't want to pick me, all the stories, right? The typical stories. They didn't want to pick me for the sports teams, the dodgeball, the kickball. I was terrible at that stuff too. And I really just, put myself in the gym and I made things happen. And, the weight room was great for me. And I really understood it mentally and how to translate that into sports and how to really do great with it. So we want to bring you all kinds of content. I'm going to step up the game The live streams are going to be a big thing for us. So we're going to try to have some vague time, some regularity, so people know how to schedule it, and we'll try to schedule some stuff. We're just learning it as we go. But we're also going to do our standalone video content where we just add more quality to it. The workouts, the different things are definitely going to be part of it. And then we have to see where it goes, where people want to be. Like, this, I've been following arm wrestling for years now. I never did a video on it, right? Maybe one, I don't know. I've been following it for years, and I'm like, well, you know what? There's a huge match coming up. Why don't I talk about that? Because we weren't sure. We did the UFC thing, and then we kind of missed the NFL stuff. I'm like, Paul, I was testing some settings, and people were like Softwash and others were like, hey, you jumped all over it and really appreciated what we said. So that's cool. Yeah, you know what? I don't even, that's a good point. I don't even use, we're going to figure out a way. Maybe we set up again, put on here, the best way is have YouTube notifications, and then we'll put up a banner, join my LinkedIn, maybe an email. I don't know. We're going to figure Facebook group, Twitter. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. We love YouTube, and we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure out how we do this to make it easy so you people understand that. I think that the good and the bad with us is, and I think it's more good than bad, is that some people like, hey, here's my schedule. I'm always covering this team, NFL team. I'm always going live now, and this is what I do. And that's it, right? Or I do the workouts, or I do whatever. And I understand that that's a great way to build an audience and a great way to get, to focus on that content. But with us and with our fans, we cover all kinds of stuff because, you're not just interested in one sport. We're not interested in, I don't think, that's my assumption, right? We're interested in a lot of things, my daughter's an amazing drawer. We're probably going to do some live drawings, and I'm not kidding you. Like, she's amazing, like crazy good. Division I swimmer. There you go. Yeah. Nice. No. You know what's funny, Softwash? So, wrestling, regular, real wrestling was not really followed. A lot of my sports were sort of obscure sports. I think there's a huge market. Huge. You love art, Rec and Care. I'll be okay.
Cool, Rec. Yeah, you said you subbed from an art video.
There's a huge. Oh, sweet. Yeah, that we appreciate that, Softwash. And there is a huge market for all kinds of these sports that people don't cover, right? And that's really cool. Let me do something right now. Paul, you talk for a second. I'm gonna bring a couple of Janair's pictures in here. Yeah. My daughter's like 4 years old. I mean, she's unbelievable. Like, she definitely doesn't get it from me. I can tell you that right now. Now, I was good with like clay and building stuff, whatever, but she's unbelievable. Hold on 1 second. I want you guys to judge this. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Paul, carry the day.
Yeah. Rec said that he subbed from an art video. I'm assuming that's Janair stuff because, you and I aren't doing any art stuff. That's for darn sure. So I'm still at the stick figure level. So, yeah, we like all kinds of stuff. Softwash, you were saying about swimming and water polo. We follow it. I like swimming. I certainly like Olympic swimming. I don't know if I'm like following like every single tournament involved, but we dig it. We dig water polo. Water polo is a great sport to keep yourself in shape. No doubt about that. It's pretty easy on the joints too. Yeah, we do. We're looking at all that type of stuff, and yeah, it is amazing how talented John's daughter is on drawing. She is incredibly talented.
Check this out. Yeah, King Art. We love King Art. Check this out.
And she is cute, Rec. You're right.
All right.
Oh, Rec, you're a woman. Okay, cool. I didn't even know that.
Okay.
Oh, okay, Ricky. Sorry about that, Soft. I confused you too.
Rec is. Okay. Here we go. Hold on. Hold on a second.
Yeah, Ricky.
Yeah.
When we get the chance, hopefully we can get things set up so that I can do some NBA coverage. We're looking at that. We just got to work on logistics a little bit.
We got to work on logistics. Yeah. That's the thing. We're going to try to bring everything, right? We have to work on logistics.
The NBA, I could do in my sleep. That's easy.
Right. And here's the thing, again, Paul's got his thing, I've got my thing, I've got a family and everything. Until we can do this full time, we can't do, we can't cover everything 24/7. But we're going to cover as much as we can, and the live stream is definitely part of it. Okay, so some of these, and it's like anything, right? Some of these, it's like, okay, and some of these, like, oh my gosh, this is a 4-year-old, let's call it 4.5, right? I'm going to go through these. I haven't even seen all these. So I'm bringing this to you right here live.
She's a little cutie.
Right? Okay, so there's one. And she will rip these out. I'm not kidding you, in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's insane. and it just goes on and on and on, and just crushes these things. I mean, I mean, literally, she'll just
Carrie,
burn through rings.
she loves them. She goes through them so fast.
Loves them.
She will go through it. She'll call, like, John will be on the phone with me, and she'll switch it to video phone just so she can show it to me. It's amazing.
This is her rendition of Ladybug, which is a cartoon out there and stuff. It's really cool. Yeah, I think isn't that awesome? Right?
Ian, you missed the main course, man. We were here talking about this. We'll go back to the arm wrestling. We were talking wrestling, arm wrestling for like most of the show.
Yeah. Ian.
Just catch the replay.
Ian, catch the replay. We went through all this. Let me do it. It's not at all. Okay, hold on. Time out, Art. We're winding everything up here. Let me tell you about this.
It's cool. We were winding up anyway.
Yeah, Carrie, you're great. Everything. Hold on one second. Ian, here's the deal. You have to review everything. There's 3 things here. Review. You got to review the rest of this the replay when it comes up. There's 3 things going on right now.
By the way, Carrie, John and I are brothers. Just in case you didn't know that.
Okay, hold on, Paul. Let me take care of it.
Yeah, just right. You were saying something. Yeah,
that's okay. It's fine. I love it. This is it. Hey, this is a conversation. It's open a conversation. But just to Ian. Okay, John Brzenk basically he has a video out there talking about the setup. You should go to his channel, check that out. That's awesome. I think that rattled Devon Larratt. Devon Larratt has had a sort of reply to that before he got on the going to Dubai in the green hoodie, he's on shaving stuff. I think it's mentally getting to him. Paul Lynn in Neil Pickup's live stream was saying that basically that he thinks that John Brzenk is going up a level every time he hits a table practice or in real stuff. So my prediction is for John Brzenk to win this. I think it's going to be very close. I think we're going to cover it all week. I also have a prediction, a live stream on Brandon Allen versus Larry Wheels. I just did that. There's a lot to talk about here. I think we have to see the weigh-in. I think we have to see how they travel there. Devin sounded like he maybe having some sniffles. A lot of things are coming up in this whole thing. So we covered all of it. We talked about this for almost well over half an hour. So check that out. Appreciate you, brother. And again, I'll probably be doing another video tomorrow, the next day, whatever. We're definitely going to be talking about it. Maybe not tomorrow. We'll see. But we're going to talk about a lot. So appreciate you. So no, we talked about it. So here we go. Maybe this is the other thing. I've got a video. No, my wife won't let me show it, but I mean, I've got a video of her. Yeah, I agree, Softwash. Absolutely. Dude, absolutely. I've got a video of my daughter. Like, I was terrible at kicking. I just wasn't good at like I was really good at hitting, but I couldn't catch a ball, and I wasn't good at dodgeball, whatever like that. I don't know what it is, you know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't my thing. But I remember we have a video. We just went to the gym the other day, and she just likes to go with me and whatever, and just hang out and do some yoga stuff and play with the little the big inflatable balls or that you kind of do sit-ups on or whatever. And she had one of the big red ones. She went back, wound up, boom, just booted this perfectly straight. I'm like, jeez. Now, her mom was really good at soccer and stuff. Again, didn't get it from me, right? And so she's ridiculously talented. She really is. And it's a really, as a parent, you struggle with it, right? Because I don't want to be like a stage mom or stage dad, and we don't want, we want to protect our kid and we love her so much and she's the best. At the same time, I wish I had opportunities. I wish I had, my dad was incredible at what he did, but he, no one in my family did what I'm doing now, right? So, I mean, I want to give her, it's like every parent, you want to give her every opportunity that you can. And I think that she's insanely talented. And I think I got the green light from mom, during the Christmas break here. So this is something you want to check in on, Carrie, we're not saying it, we're not promoting, we haven't made any decisions yet. But I think we're going to do some live art with her because people are going to be blown away. Absolutely. 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 I want to give her every opportunity. You know what I mean? And listen, if we can figure out how she can do well with this, if she likes it, then, then her life's going to be great. It's going to be so much better and stuff like that. So whatever she wants to do, I want to help her do. That's the bottom line. I think everybody, probably most people agree with that. But we want to do some live art because people will not believe how fast she goes through this. We may even do something where, I don't know what we can do through YouTube. We have to look at it. We may even offer some of these up to fans or something like that, right? I mean, I don't know. And then here in Miami, there's a big art scene, and I've talked to, I'm not going to name names. We've talked to some professional artists about maybe doing some collabs and stuff. I think people would really, really like it. And part of it is we can show different things that she uses, different products, and it's just really fun. So I think it'd be great. I think it'd be awesome. And yeah. I mean, that's kind of what we're thinking. You know what I mean? Like, and then she can, get some toys, whatever she wants to, you know what I mean? So I think we'll see. I mean, again, we have to see what she wants to do. Do everything right, follow all the different rules, regulations, everything like that, and all of that. But I think the main thing is to empower her to learn and grow and have fun and do what she wants to do. That's what I want to do. And so, but I think that someone this talented, that's kind of why I do what I do, right? I mean, and Paul, same way. I mean, Paul, the NBA expert, right? I mean, Cornell grad, all kinds of stuff. I mean, we're lucky that our family is very, very blessed with very high to extreme intelligence and stuff. And I just felt like it was always had I love this. I love having fun, but I always felt like I had an obligation, if you will, a responsibility to kind of bring whatever knowledge or talent I know to the world. Like I like to say, I'm nobody. I just know a lot of people and a lot of things. and we love to have fun, and we love to hear from fans because, I mean, as whatever, I don't care if you're the most experienced, smartest person in the world. And again, I don't want to get into different things, but you've got to keep in touch with people. You've got to keep in touch with fans, and you're not going to, you can find wisdom and knowledge everywhere. And I love technology. I love the live streams. I love stuff. I love to be able to communicate with everyone. So that's my little thing. Go ahead, Paul. And any last minute things the fans want to say in the chat, let us know. Paul, go ahead. I'll leave it to you.
Look, it's all good. This is a lot of fun. We're looking forward to doing more stuff, including talking more about the arm wrestling coming up this weekend. And yeah, this is fun. It's fun. It's fun interacting with the fans. This is what makes it all worth it.
There's no doubt about it. We appreciate all of you definitely so much. For Paul, I am John. Stay tuned. I'm not sure tomorrow because I might have to be in Miami or something like that. So we'll just figure it out. But I mean, you'll either see us tomorrow or you'll see us Wednesday. We're going to be rolling on this all the time. So subscribe, get the notifications. We'll figure out some kind of schedule-ish, maybe kind of, sort of, but we're definitely going to be coming. We're going to be doing a lot more of this, and we appreciate you all out there. You all have a great night. Enjoy, and we'll see you soon.